Welcome to Unveiling Valor, Captain Len Kaine's journey from naval hero to humanitarian luminary with your host Captain Len Kaine and President of the Hope Collection Ron Clayton. We would like to thank our sponsors, extend our deepest gratitude to the Hope Collection and Joel and Ardith Griffing for their unwavering support in making a positive impact on our community. Our generosity empowers us to reach further, dream bigger, and extend a helping hand to those in need.
Here. Yay. Yay, yay. Okay. I'm going to have to shut my door because we're too close by each other. I hear you.
Good afternoon. You're loud and clear too.
Yep. Oh. It sounds pretty bad when we're both eyeing. Oh, I hear. Before we start, Ron, do you have Amy's? You had that slip of paper that had Amy's phone number on it. Do you have
You,
that?
I have it on the dresser, my
Oh,
dresser.
okay. Because I'm going to.
Um, can you call Grady? Do you have Grady's phone number? He wants
I
he wants to come on the show, and
Okay. For him to come on, he has to type in questions.
right. That's why I'm having you do it because I've got the show.
Okay. I have to find my phone. What does he call to come on?
No, he goes on the Podbean on the line on the computer. He wants to come on.
Yes, I know. You're not understanding me. Okay, Captain Len Kaine.
Oh, come on.
I can't find my phone. Just talking to Mary.
His phone number is 235-0947. 235-0947.
Man, I was in the other room.
I thought you were in your office.
No.
You know the show is being recorded.
Yes, write it down. You don't want it being all over. in the car driving, he'll try to get on. Okay?
Say it one more time.
He's in the car driving, he'll try to get on.
Maybe you can ask Mary. It's a direct phone number. Mary, can you hear us?
I don't think so. I think she started it and then had to go.
She's there.
Yes, he started it at the computer. Len's not. Len's not on.
He'll be here. He'll take him. Maybe he's in trouble. He'll call. Well, good afternoon. Good Friday afternoon to everyone. This is the Captain Kaine special show, tribute to our original Top Gun hero, a five-time nominee for Nobel Peace Prize, our friend, our business partner, and just an all-around America hometown hero. And every Friday he joins us, and on our new platform, we're just learning to learn some new ways to get on, new way to change the way we do things. And sometimes changing new processes becomes a little difficult. So I ask that you bear with us. If you come on as a guest, I do want to welcome you. This is the radio show, blog show. We are on a system called Podbe Live, and so this show is where you can call in and listen. We have a phone number that we're trying to track down. And someone we used to have a call-in number, so we're working to get that put together. So that may happen today. It may not, but you may listen to the show in between. What we do on Fridays is we kind of discuss anything that has to do with being an American hero. It's on our topic because we know our friend Len Kaine. He was a fighter pilot. He was a captain, airline pilot. He trained pilots. I mean, what an instructor! What a background! Can you imagine flying 6 different planes in combat in 2 days? That's an American United States military record that still stands today. And it's a tribute to the attributes of Len Kaine's capabilities. And over the years, then he went on to become a pilot instructor for, well, there's one airline, you might be familiar with it. He became the first instructor for the pioneer of Southwest Airlines. So we are so thankful to everything that he used to do. But when he retired, he founded the Golden Rule Society, which is a charity nonprofit. And the link for that, by the way, is goldenrulesociety.org. And he would be here talking about and introducing that right now. That's how you can reach Len directly. And he has all the programs at the Optimize Your Life that he will talk about when he joins us today. But we had a relationship for many years. He came to Buffalo 2 years ago. Was the keynote speaker at the Memorial Day service at the largest inland naval park in the United States, Buffalo Maritime Park, and so he was there for thousands, and he was interviewed by all three television stations: ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox. I should say four. And he was sharing a story of kindness that he has evolved. You know, it's gone viral. Being kind is the in thing to do today. And Len launched that on the 11th hour, 11th day, 11th year. In 2011, he kicked off this program to touching lives. And what it's all about is treating people with dignity. As he would say, we want to lift each other up and make this a better world. And Len has been doing this by example for centuries. And so, yeah, he's got that kind of maturity. And we're so your door is. Can you close your door? You're echoing. But Linda's got her phone. It's echoing. So there we go. Thank you, honey. Um, we just want you to know that what we're doing here is a continuum of the tribute that Len has done in giving. And when he founded the kindness campaign, which is just being helping others.
Server is unreachable, and his phone just rings busy, and I
Okay.
just get so their phones are down. So
Okay.
hopefully,
Okay. Well,
if they're in California.
California phones are down right now in San Diego. We haven't been able to reach Len Kaine, so we'll carry the show on today as if he was here. And you're welcome to call if you to reach us and to be online or be at the site. We'd love to talk with you. What's exciting about what I've found in dealing with Len Kaine, the stories that he talks about over the years and the people that he was working. Do you know at one time we launched the first nuclear and the largest aircraft carrier in the world, the Enterprise. And it was the first nuclear and largest for the many years. They built some new ones since, but it was the largest aircraft carrier, nuclear power, that went around the world. Len Kaine, being that he could speak 6 languages, was invited or instructed or appointed to be the spokesperson for the United States government, which the receiving team would meet with the dignitaries like the kings, the prime ministers, the ambassadors. At every port they would go into, and they did a ceremony, they would turn around and they would be acknowledged, and the communications were all translated by Captain Len. And so, what's really exciting of the fact is that with that kind of experience, Len talked about different countries that he'd been in, how he was able around the world to talk Spain, Britain, France, Germany, Portugal, yes, I said England, Scotland, all the different countries of the world, and North Africa. You know, he was he went around the world, and by the way, he still was a fighter pilot on that plane, on that ship, on that deck. And so, what was exciting is that he was always able to be representing all of us to the world. Um, so, okay, I just got a little note and about Len's having a little trouble getting on with their phones today. So, like I said before, we'll just continue to carry on. I want to take a moment out. Obviously, every single one of us, you're listening to us around the world, in America today. We're all hurting. I know the president came on board on TV on Monday night when the tragic plane crash between the helicopter and the American Airlines air flight went down. Tragic because you don't expect, like the president said, when we got on an airplane, we expect to get to our destination. And we have, in Buffalo, we had the last big crash like what happened Monday. We had that happen right down. We were actually at an event on Transit Road, where right down the road from where the American Eagle airplane crashed into a home, and we were actually in the neighborhood that night when that happened, and that was like, gosh, almost 20 years ago. So you think how many millions of people have gotten on airplanes and got on board and landed where they're supposed to land, or landed in some place that they were safe. And so the track record of America, the high level of safety that we operate with in the world, we are the absolute standard. Now there was a snafu, and we have what's called the FTC and the Transportation Board. They will investigate this, and they will encompass every bit of information.
Hi,
They,
Mary.
they will glean information that will help us come to a conclusion for what happened, and then they will alter flight plans, safety people, the towers, air traffic control. They will alter the plans and the processes so it doesn't happen again, or it takes out to the almost minuscule possibility of ever occurring again. And so, if we lived in the country, you know what? I don't think Kenya is doing what we're doing. I don't think Britain is doing what we're doing. I don't think there's another country on the face of the earth that has the kind of capability that we can go back and safely realize, yeah, there was a big mistake, but we can fix it. So that's what I believe is happening. But I would like to extend for everybody. Will you shut your phone off, please?
I'm talking with Len.
Well, close the door. Thank you. We're having some communication issues
Here's
live
Len.
here. Hi, Len Kaine. How are you? Look, Captain Len is here. He called in on a phone. How are you, sir?
I logged in to be on a good show with the pod team, and it says, "Welcome, Len Kaine, you're live." The red line thing was up and everything, so I started talking. I couldn't hear myself or anything. I tried to call Mary, and she got me in touch. So,
Well, I'm glad you did. Well, right now, as you speak, I have your phone right next to the dashboard and the microphone to our computer system to Podbean Live. So as you talk, everybody can hear you speak.
You're loud and clear.
You're loud and clear, sir. I was just starting to say a prayer because for everyone in our country and around the world, we are all hurting today. We all have a sense of loss. And what we do in these times is we come together. We join our hearts and our spirit in love and caring. And we know there are people hurting. The families of those who lost their lives, they're hurting today. And we want them to know that each one of us, in our way, each way, we're not just having a moment of silence. We're having a moment of prayer. And I just ask the Lord to bless those families and those people, everybody who's hearing this message today, that we are saying a prayer to lift these people up and give them some peace and solace to know that their loved ones they lost their life and they couldn't do anything about it. It happened. But today they're in heaven with you. And we thank you that they are in your grace and your loving arms and saving arms. So what we do is this show will be a salute to those who have lost their lives, and whether the military people what were they doing? They were training to be better service people to protect us and honor us. They laid down their lives, and they didn't do it voluntarily either. It just they did it because that they are forever heroes that represent the kind of people that an American veteran is. And so those who were lost their lives because of the tragic accident, we extend our deepest, thoughtful and caring love. And we want them to know we remember them in a positive way. And I know that one group of the people were actually athletes. They were trained. They just came back from a big contest in Wichita, Kansas for the Olympics, American ice skating team. And one of the clubs was there right there in land, and we're coming back from Wichita to Washington, and we've lost the entire team. And that's a major, major, major blow to our athletic group that represent us in the Olympics. And there'll be new people that will have to come and step up and do it in remembrance and dedicate themselves, their energies and their passion to honor those who didn't know that this was going to happen to them, but it did. And so I'd like to just take a moment I was explaining how we have systems to go back and review and correct whatever has gone bad, and we will do that. But we have to honor and respect, and all those people that are doing that. That was not a nice thing. It's freezing water. I guess a week ago, the whole river, Potomac, was ice. But a week ago, it did warm up a little bit. It's still frozen. I guess it's 35, 37 degrees. You can't survive in that water for more than a few minutes, which is why, as quick as the first responders and the military were there to get to the site of the actual accident in the water, they couldn't get there fast enough because the time. And you're talking 7, 8 minutes, and it's a miracle. Well, they have obviously they're recovering the members of the flight in the helicopter, and they're going to be bringing up the wreckage, and they'll study it, and they'll find
Len,
that doesn't happen again.
as an airline pilot, do you have? I'm sure have been watching the news coverage.
Beautiful words for beautiful prayers for poor people who didn't need to die. God bless them.
Yes, certainly disappointed by it happening. Were you? How many years were you flying planes all over the world?
Oh gosh, it was more than just a half of a century, my friend.
So you have a few miles.
6 years with the Navy, and another 24 years with the airlines, which was Pacific Southwest Airlines, which was purchased by American. And American, of course, was the organization that had the airplane flying into Washington and had the bitter collision, and everybody's gone. And what tugged at my heartstrings is many, many years ago when I was flying as a captain, a friend of mine, who was also one of the pilots, called me on 2 separate days and said, "Len, I really need to swap flights with you." I said, "Well, I usually don't do that sort of stuff." He says, "Really, please do me a favor." So I said, "Okay, I'm going to be courteous and kind." We swapped flights. So I flew his flights, and he flew mine. And when I was flying his flights, I was up in Sacramento, California. And so I flew back to San Diego. On my way down, I had to stop in Los Angeles. And I got to Los Angeles, and the guy that greeted me said, "Hey, Len, Capt. Kaine, have you heard about the bitter collision down in San Diego?" I said, "No, what are you talking about?" He said, "Flight 182 coming in for a landing, ran into an airplane, and they both crashed and everybody died."
Oh,
my God.
"That's the flight that I was supposed to be on."
Oh,
and
my
I still
goodness.
feel, I wish that I didn't swap, because nothing would have been exactly the same, and it probably wouldn't have happened, but it did. And when I was watching what happened in Washington, D.C. the other day, it just tugged at my heartstrings.
Oh,
And said, "Oh, God, it could have been me
yes.
years ago." But the good Lord kept me here for a reason, obviously, to keep helping to make it a better world for the Golden Rule Society charity. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening, we've been doing this for almost 53 years with the Golden Rule Society charity. And I want everybody who might be listening, and the show should be going to as many as 97 countries nowadays. And if we're touching the lives of so many people in so many countries, it really tugs at the heartstrings to know how many people we're helping. And I've got another story to tell you about our Intiva Health program, by the way, which I helped put together years ago. And now the Intiva Health program is we're number one in the world supporting the medical industry, not just in the United States, but all the countries in the world who have access to the Golden Rule Society and the Intiva Health program. And if you're listening to the show here, I want you to get yourself a piece of paper and a pen and take down this information, because I'm going to share with you many, many gifts. And before I do so, I always welcome people to the show, and I say, we're welcome aboard. God bless you with yours now and always. But here's the point I want to make. We are not selling anything. We're a charity for all these years helping others. None of us get paid. So what we want to do is the opportunities that we put together with the work that we all do together, and we've got a dozen or more senior advisors who are involved in the programs of helping to make it a better world. And they're all wonderful people. And as an example, Mr. Ron Clayton, he is now the president of the Hope Collection, which was founded by his dear friend. And it tugs at my heartstrings to even mention his name. But anyway, Gary died of cancer, but he's gone. But Mr. Ron Clayton has filled in, and he's now the president, and he's keeping it going. And because of him, we have some opportunities like this to be able to talk to people all over the world and how to make it a better world for them individually. It's for you, your family, your friends, your neighbors, your church, and your charity. Whoever you want to share all the information with. Because I want you to visit our website. And it goes very simple like this. If you're ready to copy, if you're listening, it is www.goldenrulesociety.org. The letters O-R-G. And in Golden Rule Society, there are no spaces. It's all this continuous. Now, for those of you who get a chance to go there, you'll see the opportunities. One of the favorite items that people really like are discounts on travel, on airlines. And because of an old airline captain for all those many years, we made arrangements with all the airlines that were willing to participate. And the opportunity is there for you. When you call, when you visit the website, there's a little action plan where you click on that and it says air discount, travel discounts. Click on it and it goes there, and you say you want to fly on whatever flight it is from New York to California or wherever you're going to fly. And it says, okay, here's the flight and the discount that you get. If you don't call, you're not going to get a discount. And I must be upfront and honest with you that if the airplane is full, you're not going to get a discount. But if the airline on the flight that you want to go on, if they have empty seats, they would rather give you a discount to get somebody on board rather than just carrying empty seats back and forth across the country. So you have to be aware of that. And I have no control if they offer a 50% discount or a 10% discount. That's their choice. But if they have an empty seat, logically and usually they always give discounts. And that's between them and reasonable, it sounds fair, and it's available to you. And by the way, when you go to our goldenrule.org, the website, you'll find there are other opportunities, how to make telephone calls that you can get discounts. And the one that I'm particularly quite proud of is this organization that I have put into business, the Antiva Health. And I was told by one of our senior advisors that I had to go down and meet the founder of Antiva Health. He was a Marine that was discharged from the Navy. He had been injured in combat. And they discharged him, sent him to college down in Texas. So I'm here in California in the USA. So I went down to Texas to meet this gentleman because I was encouraged to do so. It was a wonderful thing that I did. Now, I spent about 3 hours with this gentleman. His name is Alexander Candelario. Tall, handsome, but very, very bright guy, technology-wise. And I told him that I was suggested by one of his colleagues in the Marine Corps that I should come and talk to him. So I did, and there he was. And I said, this is incredible. What you are doing, technology-wise, that's going to knock they're going to knock your socks off. My golly. So here's the deal. What I did is I put together the funding. We raised the money to fund his organization, create his business, his organization is now the Antiva Health Program. And ladies and gentlemen, we're now, the past 3 years ago, became the #1 organization in the world, not just the US of A, in the world supporting the medical industry. And I've got to tell you something personal. Every morning when I wake up, and my wife Ann, we chat and I said, we wonder how many people and how many lives we saved, kept them alive overnight because of the work that we were doing with the Antiva Health Program. And in coming this next month in February, my wife Ann and I are going to go over to the state of Arizona, and we're going to help raise the flag on our 3rd manufacturing plant. And the newest one is 5 times larger than the previous 2 plants put together.
Wow.
That's the beautiful plant, because the growth is absolutely exponential. And that's the beautiful part of it. We're helping people to take away the suffering and the pain that they've had in the hospitals, with the doctors, the nurses, and all the people who support the medical industry. They're all using it. I'll give you an example. When we first started getting involved, I started talking to all the doctors that I knew. And many of them, they said, oh, yeah, I'm familiar with that Antiva Health Program, INTIVA. I'm familiar with it. I said, okay, have you visited the site? I said, well, no, I haven't had a chance. I said, would you do yourself a favor, visit the site, and let me know what you think. Usually, 2 or 3 days later, I get a call from the doctors, all of them. They said, Len, why didn't you tell me about this sooner? Antiva Health. Because this is something that I can use, and it's helping the patients that we have, taking away their suffering, their pain, and all that good stuff. The connections that the doctors have now with the people who provide all this wonderful stuff. And that's the magic of it. Because the pills and the new things that are saving lives created by the scientists, why not? Why not take advantage of the newest and latest and greatest? Rather than saying, Oh, I took this pill that I've been taking for many, many years. Doesn't help me much. Oh, we'll take this new pill. And they take it and they say, wow, this is great. I'm back to being a good person, a new person again. And that's the kind of example that I'm giving, that you ought to be taking a part of it. So again, you visit www.goldenrulesociety.org. When you get there, you go through all the things that are available. Most everything is free, except some things are better than free. You'll see Ativa Health, you click on it, and you'll see all the opportunities and all the things that you can share. Or go to your doctor and say, hey, they say this new medicine is going to save me, take away all my suffering. And sometimes the doctor said, gee, I hadn't heard about that. And that's the situation. What we're doing is exposing the wonderful things that we're putting together to all the world. And for those of you who are listening, you've got to share that with your family, your friends, your neighbors, your church, or your charity. Because everybody said, oh, you're looking for donations. Well, yes, our Golden Rule Society charity, legally, ethically, and morally, we are allowed to take donations. But here's what we do when people make a donation. We pay our bills, keep the television or the computers working and all that other stuff, but we don't get paid. But what is left over after that, we donate to other charities that really are in need. So we're helping others now and always. And I tell people, we're busy doing the work of the Lord. And He doesn't pay us anything, but we understand His retirement program is out of this world. So we hope and pray for that. And it's wonderful to have some of the people in our organization on the show today. Technology-wise, we have a problem getting in and logging on, but that's technology. But we are here with you. I hope you're listening and paying attention, and you can share this information again and again. I stress it. We're not selling anything, but we're helping to make it a better world. And here's one of the things that I have to tell you about because it tugs at my heartstrings. On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in 2010, we put together this program, and it's called the Golden Rule Society's Worldwide Kindness Campaign. And I'll tell you in a minute where it all started, but it goes like this. With kindness and love and hope in your heart for peace in the world, treat others the way you want to be treated, truthfully, with dignity and respect. And when you do that, you're sharing the love that your God gives you with others. Makes sense. And it's the right thing to do. And when you do that, do it with a smile. God bless. And let me tell you where this really started in my heart and in my mind. I graduated high school many, many years ago. And the very next day, I was going off. I joined the Navy. And I was getting ready to leave for boot camp. And my mother had me help me with my bag to leave. And she says, Lenny, I want you to remember this forever. You're leaving us, but wherever you go, whatever you do, whoever you meet, be kind. Now those two words are in my heart and my soul and my mind. I'm leaving and I'm living my life this way. And of course I add a little bit to that. Not only be kind to one another, but if you're going to meet somebody, be on time. Always be on time. And smile. the Golden Rule Society. And Ron, you're the boss man, and if I may take a minute to sip on a coffee, and I'll turn it back over to you, but I'm ready to jump in because I have some other things to talk about.
Well,
back
thank
over
you.
to you, Ron. God bless.
Thank you, Len. And it's so exciting what you have been contributing and being a giver. And there's so many aspects of adding value to life that you do, both in the 501c3 nonprofit, Golden Rule Society, and your willingness to reach out and touch lives. I know one of the things that you created years ago was the Lucky Buck. And the Golden Rule Lucky Buck is actually it's a set of guidelines to live by. And on one side, the other side of the card is Golden Rule guidelines for running a business. And these are information that's been gleaned from successful people and successful ventures. And when you add it up, you use this outline, this Lucky Buck you can carry in your wallet or your purse. You use this in operating your life daily, you are going to succeed. You can't help because every single one of the points that are outlined on this Lucky Buck have demonstrated over and over. The proof is just undeniable. And so you put that together so you can, as a little reminder, keep that with you. I'm sitting here at my desk and I have a Lucky Buck sitting right here that I keep with me and I read it regularly. It reminds me that, we're all tempted from time to time to do different things or not do something. And this Lucky Buck just reminds you, what, you should maybe list somebody else. I need this reminder all the time because sometimes I watch too much TV and it's all about negative and all about, how different people are putting people down or they're right out lying about somebody. And I get upset about that. That really, there's one thing that turns my attitude. It's somebody who gets on TV, has the power of that vision and that communication system, and they use it to destroy, distract, and take away from truth. I think that person shouldn't be allowed to do that. But we live in a free society and people can do that. And you just have to discern and realize where that person is coming from. And then the people that can fight that person, you support them. You help support the person they're attacking. And when we do that, we get stronger and we become a better society. We become better people and we make life better all the way around. And Len, you did that to the point where you were willing to lay your life down to fight to protect that right. That is an unalienable right that our forefathers, the founders of America, decided and came to the conclusion after they had to, for over many years, fight the king and the British Empire government that was abusive. And they did things that affected it. And they thought, a government shouldn't do that to people. So what they did is they declared independence, the Declaration of Independence. And when that happened, they had to fight for that. And they had to fight. And today we still have to fight for our Declaration of Independence and caring. And so you did that. And, there's a scripture that says, no greater love than he that will lay down his life for another. Len, you've done that innumerable times in numerous ways, and you've demonstrated that in such a positive vein. That's why you're such a hero today, and we are blessed to have you here. And yes, we brag. We brag about you because we know there's a lot of people who are just the absolute opposite of who you are, but we don't talk about them. We talk about our heroes, and we lift you up, and we just herald what you are and who you are and what you do. And so that's my privilege to be able to host you on this show on Fridays. And so we're glad that people call in. They're able to get hear what we're doing. We're working on some other projects. This system is a completely new system to us. When you operate under a program, if you operate under the same instructions for 10 years, doing something, and now you got to change, and you got all new instructions. It takes a little bit to get everything settled in again. We're dealing with that right now, and I hope everybody will just Uh, just be uh, uh, patient with us because we'll have it all fixed and soon we'll be flying. We won't be thinking about it. We'll just open up the show and start talking, and that's coming. It's getting every day we get new solutions to issues in terms of communicating. So thank you for everybody being patient with us. Um, we have coming up. I know this weekend. Obviously, there is. There'll be a lot of programs on about the memorials to the people that died from the airplane crash, and there'll be a lot of things. A lot of different people are going to be talked about. They'll be heralded. There'll be memorial services. There'll be things that will just ask us that'll be helping us to you know put our arms around each other. That's going to happen. There's some I think coming up. There's some big football games coming up. I'm not so excited about that anymore because the Buffalo Bills are no longer in that competition. They got to start over. Every year they've been close. They get close. We all talk. They're getting closer. Maybe next year's their year. The funny thing is, before this season started, everybody in the NFL, football league, and all the sportcasters, they all said Buffalo was going to go backwards this year. They weren't going to be as good. They lost star players that were unique star players. They had all new people in one area. They didn't have one. We had one wide receiver that returned to the whole. And so when you got six wide receivers and the one lead guy goes, and then you have all new ones, it's like you start a new team. We lost stars on the defensive side of the ball. We replaced them, and the guys that replaced them moved up and did a fabulous job. We were a better team this year. We actually probably were the best team that we've been. We still weren't quite good enough to finish, and we go to the Super Bowl next weekend, but we're close. So now what we got to do is a little more work. Got to go back to work, fine tune what we did, learn what we didn't do right, and overcome it. Now to do that, they got to beat every winning team next year. We have to beat every winning team from this year.
But
Whoever,
isn't that true of all of us, that that every year we should strive just to be a little bit better, just to be a little more outgoing, just to take the time to be kind, like Captain Len said. Just um, it's fine for the football, which is fun and important, but it's our own lives that we really we're just embarking on the second month of the year in February. And so, take it as a time of renewal every month and just be just a little bit better, just a little more outgoing towards your neighbor, just, give out more smiles, just be kind, as Captain Len would say. Just, be, don't think of just yourself first. Think of the other person, how you can be a help.
That's being as a title given to a person that's like the way Linda. By the way, that's my wife, Linda, and
Hello.
she's with us on the calls regularly. In fact, she runs on Wednesday. We have a health and wellness show with Beth Wyman, who's a certified nutritionist and dietitian, and they speak about health issues and getting better. And if in our country right now, there's the Department of Health for the government is being interviewed right now, and they're grilling him because he has some avant-garde approaches to health, and he wants us to open the door for more people to be able to get healthy. But our country, we're the number one diabetes, number one heart, number one. We have more issues than any country in the world, but we spend more money on health than any other country in the world. So he's the man that wants to become the head of the organization that we spend the biggest part of the United States budget goes to health and human services. So we're a country that is caring and giving. We just maybe need to have it reorganized so we can be more effective and produce more better results. And so he's being interviewed. And so this is a hot topic right now of what we can do to become healthier in each of our lives. We all want to live longer and better. So Beth does that on Wednesdays, and Linda hosts that show. Um, And so she was just saying about being better and working better and doing better and becoming better. Well, that's what America is all about, and I'm proud that we're part of the positive side of things getting better in the world. And so we commit ourselves to doing that. And this show gives us a platform, gives us the opportunity to do that. I'd like to take a moment, just let some people listening in might have just on our new platform. We got a lot of new listeners. My name is Ron Clayton. I'm the president of an organization called the Hope Collection. My best friend, my business partner, my spiritual guide for over 40 years. I lost him. He went home cancer. He went home to be with the Lord a couple years back now, and his wife asked me to step in if I had been the president, but when Joel became ill, they asked me to step back in and take over. And since then, Joel has gone to be with the Lord, but we're following the principles that he laid down in the outlines and this organization. And we teamed up with Len Kaine, the Golden Rule Society, because we have identical foundational principles. We operate with honor and trust and faith, and we lift people up. That's what we're committed to. So you can always, if you get two people with the same mindset doing something, you improve, you multiply your ability to achieve. And so we joined Len Kaine, and he's our captain. Well, that's his title. Actually, I believe his title is Rear Admiral. So I definitely going to follow him. Gosh, I was telling you earlier on the show, he actually holds the world's records for flying 6 different fighter planes in combat in less than 2 days. That still stands in today's world with all the different countries that have all kinds of combat, the world's wars that have gone on. Len Kaine's the number one pilot. He also got named Top Gun. There's a school that he helped found and start called Miramar, and that's in San Diego where he lives. And Miramar is where all the top pilots go. They made movies about him and what they do is they train to be the best. And you want to be the best of the best, well, then you become Top Gun. So Len did that multiple times, East Coast, West Coast, whole coast, everywhere. And so we have the privilege. He guides us. He leads us. And, he knows how to fly at the speed of sound. I saw yesterday a private company, first time in the history of the world, not a government, a private company built a airplane, to go faster than the speed of sound. Chuck Yeager, he was in the military, Air Force, and he broke the sound barrier, I think, in 1957. And the Y1, I think, was Y1 was the name of the little orange bullet plane. And he flew faster than the speed of sound. He was the last guy to break the sound barrier at the beginning. Now, this company was privately, not a government, out of private funds. They built a company from the ground up. And yesterday, they did a flight. In fact, they did the flight over the same ground and I guess over the salt flats, bottom of the salt flats. They flew that plane and went faster than the speed of sound. And that was a privately built plane. And they have intention. That's a model. It's a third of the size of the full size plane they're going to build, and they're going to put it back into production so that you'll be able to fly from New York to Europe in 3 hours.
Wow.
Right now, it takes 5 to 6 hours on commercial airlines. Plus, you think of all the extra time you got to do to get on a commercial plane. So they're going to be they're going into that warp speed. That's what warp speed, Captain Len. Isn't warp speed? Isn't that faster than the speed of sound?
If you're on a spaceship.
All kinds of nicknames there, Ron. Matter of fact, you're doing great work as always, and you brought something up, and I want to be sure that I let the people know who's listening. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ron Clayton talked about a gift that we have for you, and again, I'm not selling anything, and he called it the Lucky Buck. Well, it started off that I put together with the Golden Rule Society charity, and we called it the Golden Dollar. It's the size of a $1 bill, And most people in the U.S., they call it a dollar bill, they call it a buck. That's a nickname. But anyway, what we did with the Golden Rule Society charity, we formed this lucky buck, we call it the golden dollar, as I mentioned. But on one side is what we call the action plan for business. And this is the best ideas and good guidance of history's most successful people in business. And this is, here's what you do, here's what you do. You don't do this because it doesn't work. And why make the mistakes that have already been made? Why waste your time or your money? So you're going to be successful in business, guaranteed. And on the other side is an action plan for living. Now, you want to be happy, don't you? Because a lot of people, many of them are not. And the point is, follow the teachings of history's most successful people, how to live your life. And again, it's the part of the kindness campaign, treating each other the way you want to be treated. The courtesies, the kindness, be nice to people, always say, thank you very much, excuse me, all that. And always you're doing it with a smile. And what we have, again, as Ron said, it's a lucky buck, but we call it the golden dollar, Golden Rule Society dollar. But here's the deal. You can have one free of charge. And everybody said, oh, I'd like one of those. And we offer them free of charge. And all we ask people to do is send a stamped, self-addressed envelope in the letter that you send to the Golden Rule Society. And we're easy to find. Very simple, Golden Rule Society. And it's at 333, that's easy to remember, Orange Avenue in Coronado, California, 92118. And when you do that, you send it, we open it up, we then put the free golden dollar, lucky buck, if you will, that's going to make your life better in business and in your living, how you live your life. And we just send it back to you. This is our gift to you and the world. And we offer you the opportunity to have better business and a better life. That's tough to beat. And I tell people I'll give you a money-back guarantee that you'll be successful, but I can't do that because it's free. So there's no money-back guarantee. That's the nice part about it. So again, 333 Orange Avenue, and that's in Coronado, California, 92118. Wonderful stuff. Post Office Box 111. Anyway, I hope you remember that. And I see that if I have any other names to see, because we have just a few minutes to go. And I mentioned hope for you, but we have things when you visit our website. Video emails. If you like to send an email to people, that's fine. But you can, which I use all the time at the Golden Rule Society. I send an email, but it's a video email. And it usually lasts about a minute or two at most. The people see my face, they see my smile, they see my expression, my appreciation, my thanking, giving them tips or appreciation for whatever they've done, or sharing something that like the people who have lost their family in the mid-air collision. Those are the kind of video emails that I send. But you can, and again, I'm not selling anything, but that's the kind of thing I use. Some people say, tell me where it is. No, that they charge a fee. But I don't get anything. But you can, if you want to, try it. Give it a go. If you like it, fine. Stay with it. If you don't, you get the money back. That's the nice part about it. So there's so many other things. The who's who in the world. Because of Ron Kaine, I've been a keynote speaker. America's Veterans Monument. It's the largest Veterans Americans. It's in Buffalo, New York, which is Ron Clayton's and Linda Clayton's hometown. And remember this, ladies and gentlemen, as I leave you, as I turn it over to Mr. Ron Clayton. Kindness is never, ever wasted. And the gentleman that said that thousands of years ago, gentleman by the name of Aesop, wonderful writer, wonderful man. So with that, Ron, I'm going to say thank you for all the wonderful things to you. You always have done and are doing. And I want to wish everybody a wonderful, wonderful new month, February. Starts tomorrow. Don't miss it.
Yes.
God
Yes.
bless you all. Over to you, Ron.
Thank
and
you.
Linda, and everybody who's listening. God bless.
God bless.
Thank you, Captain.
Thanks, honey.